kind of turns around, and the guards are walking behind him, and he's like, "Don't threaten me." He like pointing his finger at you between all these guards that are kind of all around him.
It's all right, because if we're right, it's gonna be mass hysteria. Dogs and cats living together, human sacrifice.
I love it. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man coming. All right. So he just kind of mumbles his breath and continues to walk, and all of a sudden the guards sort of turn around, and now they come to say, "All right, guys, it's time to go. Let's go. Come on." Kind of trying to escort you out. They have their hands on their weapons, kind of trying to be forceful.
Hey, the guy out at the gate, he promised me an ale before I left, so.
Guards like, yeah, we heard about you. Come on, get out of here. Let's go. Come on, guys. Time to go.
Okay.
So you guys kind of walk out of the building there and out of the stockade, and you guys were in there for probably about 30 minutes to an hour, and it's now gotten dark, and you see people kind of walking the road to the north here from the mine going into town. A lot of miners and whatnot. You see some guards kind of meandering through, and you see the other opposite shift kind of walking the other way. So it's probably right around mine shift time, change time.
I'm still in me my keys.
All right, I think I'll go back to
But
the inn and
I was
rest
able to
up for the
upgrade my
morning.
equipment.
Okay. You guys got your house. I assume you guys probably go to your house.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, that's all right. So, so you're gonna head back. So you guys just take that long, winding road, kind of walking up to your house, and can I have some perception checks?
No.
I see everything.
You guys see sort of a shorter guy, sort of dressed in kind of a big hat. He's got a cloak with the collar up and full pants and gloves, and he's slowly walking on the trail towards you, coming back from your... That's hilarious. Walking back from your guys' observatory, kind of walking down the trail as you guys sort of make the turn to the north to kind of go up there. He doesn't seem to really notice you. He's kind of looking down towards the ground.
He doesn't look familiar, like anybody we know.
You can't even tell if it's human or another creature. He's so covered with his hat, and his hat being, his head being tipped down and the collar up, and but he's about probably 4.5, 5 feet tall. Kind of a thinner sort of dude. Doesn't really look very big.
Could I, with my stealth score, could I sneak up behind him?
Yeah, let me check and see. Hang on.
As I see,
So, are we doing the explorer ribbon?
So you want to try to sneak around behind him? Is that what you want to try to do?
Yeah.
who is this doing it?
Cormer.
Cormer?
Yep.
And I see him trying to become super sneaky, stealthy. I lend him a little hand.
Okay, sounds good. A lot of hand. All right. So all of a sudden you are very stealthy, and he continues to kind of walk down the path. He's probably about, maybe 70 or 80 feet in front of you guys.
Can I do a detect magic on him?
Yeah, if it'll go that distance. I can't remember how far you can shoot.
70, 80 feet. No, I don't think it'll go that far. I'll look it up.
Yeah, just double check and see. But if it's okay, yeah, absolutely. You guys just want to keep meandering up the trail, or?
It's only 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Do you want to wait till he gets to 60?
Yeah, I'll hold that action.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So he kind of makes the turn and gets onto the main trail, and Cormer, you're able to get wherever you want. You could pretty much walk on his shoes if you wanted. And
Okay.
Yep.
I'd like to trip him.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure.
That's an attack.
So you'll lose your invisibility. That's what he's saying.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let me roll for initiative for me too when you have a chance. Yep. So you kind of trip his legs, and boom, down he falls onto the ground.
All of us, Anish?
Yeah. so I have the rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him after he's on the ground where he's coming from.
Okay, so once he falls onto the ground, his hat falls off, and you notice that his head is blue.
Oh, Tom. I'm gonna apologize to him and help him up.
He's like, "What the hell?"
Apologize. No.
All right, so you're helping him up, kind of brushing him off. And all right, so Tanner's turn is next. If you guys want, you can click on the where you guys look at your inventory sheet, the party sheet, and then click on the order tab, which is just below, and we'll use that kind of as a combat tracker for right now. Okay.
Can I tell he's the same blue dude from before?
You couldn't from the back of his head, no.
I'll ready bless and make sure I'm within 50 feet of all our guys.
Okay.
That'll be my. I'm just gonna hang back.
Alrighty. And then Eridus.
I'm just going with everybody and standing around, getting ready to see what happens next.
Oops, I dragged the wrong one, sorry. Alrighty. So the guy kind of stands up, and you notice that it is actually Tom. And he's like, "Why in the world would you trip me?" And he's like, "Where the hell did you come from?" Alright.
I'll apologize and say I thought he was up to no good.
Alrighty.
And
Okay, Bose is up.
Just hanging back, maybe stop about 30 feet like we're miners and just looking at the two like they're, what the hell they're doing.
Okay, alrighty, sounds good. Put you right there. Alrighty. So, Gormer, he's like, "I'm trying to find you guys. That's what I'm trying to do. Where the hell you guys been for the last 3-4 days?"
underground fighting demons.
His eyes kind of shift back and forth, and he's like, "None of my brothers, I hope." And he laughs. Just kidding, just kidding.
I'm gonna sense motive.
Okay. Alright. You don't sense anything from the distance that you're at and the conversation that's going on. It doesn't appear that there's anything that seems to be ill will towards them. Same with you, Eridus. You guys are 60 feet away, so...
I'll ask him why he was looking.
He's like, "I was coming to tell you guys that Smenk and Balabar Smenk and Ragnalin have joined forces and have put out a pretty large bounty on your guys' head."
Back up here by me. There's a journal.
Looking for the bounty?
No, Zalahara sent me out. You remember her, right? She kind of likes you guys. I'm not sure why, but she does.
Bard.
I guess maybe we have some friends around here.
So she said she recommended either getting out of town for a little while or finding some place to lay low because the bounty is very significant and they've formed up some pretty large parties trying to find you guys.
See where they're keeping the money?
Probably at Smenk's
Well,
house.
if we find ourselves, we should be able to collect that.
I don't think it's just to find you. I think it's for your guys' heads.
So
maybe we
maybe
should go
we
back
should-
to see the mayor.
Idea.
He
Back
won't
to
let us back
town.
in.
Did you bring any, libations or anything for us? kind of thirsty.
He kind of grins. He's like, of course. He reaches in his pocket and he's like, oh, dag nabbit.
I was trying to figure out where it was on the map, but did you have this one already?
Drank it all already.
No, and he looks down. You guys see his coat's like soaking wet. He's like, it broke when I got tripped. Kind of glares over at Cormer.
All right, Tanner.
Former.
So he hands you guys a small note, and it's from Zalahara, and it says, exactly kind of what he had told you guys and whatnot. And he says, oh, and Cormer, I wanted to let you know, Aurelio, the sorcerer, he got killed a couple days ago. Kind of looks all sad and everything. Everybody at the Emporium's really upset. He tried to cast a magic spell that he said he knew how to do it, and I don't know what happened, but next thing you know, he's on fire and nobody could save him. There was no clerics around, so we're all pretty broken up about it. You see kind of like a little blue tear kind of drip down.
I'll offer him some ale. I happen to be carrying a gallon with me, so.
He's like, oh yeah, sure. Is it a big
Sip.
He like looks at Bose. He's like, "Urgh," and pops the top and takes that corn cob or that old gallon jug and throws back a little bit more than a sip, but doesn't drink the whole bottle.
Okay.
So maybe we should talk to that wizard dude. What's his name? Elzar?
Allustan?
Allustan. And break for getting out of town tonight, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we
On
just
the-
go hang out at the wizard's place. Crash
sounds
it in the basement.
All right. Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah.
All right. So Tom's like, he's like, you guys heading back up to your house?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm heading back to the Emporium. I got a shift in about. Oh man, what? Oh, nobody has a watch. What? Can anybody tell where the moon is? He's looking around. He's like, I gotta go. All right. See you guys. And you see him kind of running down the street. Forgets his hat.
Back in the
Whoa,
opposite
whoa.
direction, correct?
Yeah, he's heading towards the center of town.
Hey, Tom, hold on.
Oh, he kind of slows down, kind of does a backflip and turns around in midair, and he's like, yeah, what's up? He's like all bouncing around.
Can you do me a favor and spread a rumor that we're going to be at the Feral Dog in the morning?
He's like, yeah.
Early morning.
He's like, yeah, I know just the guys to tell. And he does another backflip and turns the opposite way. And
And he doesn't look like he's running off greedy, does he?
no, doesn't look like he is. Well,
Okay.
yeah, he kind of does actually.
All right.
All right,
Goes.
there he goes, and down the street and around the corner, and
I think that's a narc right there.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go gather some forces and meet us at our home.
you guys
How
are.
far away were the horses supposed to be?
So the horses are in the stable, and yeah, no problem, Meredith. So the stable I'm going to show you, it's looking at the map. It's there. It's that building. That's highlighted, the green one down at the southern area. Allustan's house is there, and then you guys are way up top. So you guys are up on that upper road, and you guys said you were going to go to Allustan's house, right?
Yeah, we
Yep.
told him the house, but maybe Allustan can bring the horses to us.
Maybe
Okay.
we should watch the path or road or something rather from between the town
Uh-huh.
and our house for unusual travelers with pitchforks.
Sounds good. So you guys could see that from Allustan's house, actually. So, because he's kind of up on a hill, so he kind of overlooks all those houses. He's kind of got a nice view of the whole town, to be
All right,
honest
yeah.
with you.
Then let's expedite over there and
All right. You guys tell Allustan, I assume, what happens, and then he says, yeah, he's fine with you guys staying while he goes to get the horses. And all right. So now I see everybody's back. So what happens is Allustan says, I'll get the horses, but just so you guys know, when we're traveling, I am going to need to probably rest sometime tomorrow in the afternoon. So there is a place, an old farmhouse that a lot of people kind of stop at, a lot of travelers stop at when they're going, kind of a waypoint. So maybe we could stop there and grab some rest if that'd be all right. But he says, let me go get the horses. So he kind of goes out, and you see him kind of briskly walking down the road to the south, heading towards the stables that are over there. And what do you guys want to do while you're waiting?
We're gonna watch that our pathway up towards our home and see if.
Sounds good. So you guys give me some perception checks. You see general, kind of movement going to the along the road, just where all the houses are located at. Just kind of right along in here.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see anything really going up the long road heading towards the abandoned mine that's next to the observatory, as well as the looks like Stonehenge up there. You guys don't see anything. All of a sudden, you guys see Allustan coming up the trail, and he's got a long trail of horses, 4 horses, and he's on his horse, and they're kind of following behind. And he's kind of going, kind of lackadaisical, like not really looking like he's rushed. But then you notice there are people walking up and down the roads, and nobody really seems to pay him any mind. He gets up to the house and unbridles the horses. You guys look at the horses; they're light horses, and they look like good, sturdy horses. You don't think that they're they're going to give you guys any trouble, and definitely be able to hold your weight.
513.
He says, "Let me collect a few things in the house, and then I'll be all set to go if you guys are ready."
All right.
All right. So I'm sorry.
Did we tell him about his brother?
No, I don't think so.
I kind of sensed evil intentions and motives from his brother.
He kind of sighs, and he says, my brother, he means well sometimes, but sometimes, all he thinks about is himself, and, he's kind of out for himself. He's not really, it's all about him. The town, even though, he does the best he can in the town, sometimes I think, he does what's better for him, and then the people here are second nature. He kind of sort of looks disappointed and walks into the house.
I wonder if we should wear our mining disguises on the way out of town.
Yeah, we probably should.
Okay. I think Bo still has his on, I think.
Just over on the other side of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark, it'll be harder to spot us.
Okay. You guys gonna ride out on your horses, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So he comes up, and Allustan's like, okay. He says, I have everything that I need, and he has kind of a bag, and doesn't wear any armor at all that you guys notice. And he says, just so you guys know, if things get really, really bad, I have a scroll of teleportation, but I only use that if we are in deep, deep trouble. He says, because it's very expensive, and I can't write these anymore. So.
What does deep, deep trouble look like? Because we've never seen it.
Oh, well.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
He laughs.
An empty ale jug.
So he has his bag, and he hops up on his horse, and he's like, all right, so we're gonna kind of cut through sort of the field here, and Tyrol, he owns the house on the corner there. He won't mind us walking through his crops there. He's kind of a serious guy. Works for the used to be the Captain Watch up in Waterdeep. We did a couple things together, and when I was up in Waterdeep, and he kind of threw some jobs my way, and I kind of told him about some stuff. So he won't mind. So we'll cut through there, and then we'll take that road out to the west, and kind of head out there and see if we can get to the house by then.
All right. Promise not to crop dust his area when we go through.
Sounds good. So you guys kind of patrol through take the houses, or kind of go through the fields there and down the road. Can I have some stealth checks in the tower, the Dar Tower, if you don't mind, for everybody? I already have Bo's. Oh, I'll take the first one you had there, Bo's. Excellent. So you guys are on the horses, and you guys are kind of clumping along, and get to right about there, and there's some miners that are walking by, and one of the guy kind of looks over at Tanner and goes, "Tanner, buy me an ale next time."
Don't know who you're talking about. No ale here. I don't drink. I'm religious man or religious minor. Yeah.
Oh, Tanner, he starts laughing. Okay, all right, okay. Well, hey, make sure you buy around at the Emporium next time, okay? Hint, winks, winks, really, like kind of like, yeah, I got you, and keeps walking along.
Okay, here's.
Oops.
It's hard being that handsome, isn't it?
All right.
I know what it's like. All right, I will pack my my stupendous mining outfit away and
All right.
go back to looking like the famous bard that the chicks all want.
So,
I'll put mine away too.
all right, sounds
In
good.
disgust.
All right, so you guys kind of work down the trail there, and kind of as you're traveling along, and really, again, don't see anybody while you guys are out there. That's for sure. And kind of continue to wander along, and probably, oh boy, maybe 5-6 hours go by, and horses are moving along at a pretty good speed. You guys see sort of a building up to the north that's not lit at all, and is a fairly sized barn, pretty well kept at this point. And Allustan says, he says, there it is. That's where we're going to be spending the rest of the night, if you guys are okay with that.
It'll have to do.
Alrighty. He's like, it's called Shank's Rest. Shank, he's kind of talking to you guys as you're walking. He's like, Shank used to farm here a long time ago, but he inherited a large amount of money and moved to Waterdeep to live up his twilight years. Unfortunately, he died, and nobody ever bothered to sell his farm. So, everybody that travels along, we use this, including the garrisons. The garrisons come through, we kind of set up camp, and the officers sleep inside the house. So it's usually pretty well kept. You guys kind of get up to the house, and you see that there's no horses that are stationed outside. There's a long picket there that you can tie your horses to, and there's actually a trough there that has water in it that looks fresh. There's a lot of grass in the surrounding area, but where the horses would be, and the building is pretty well kept. Doors closed in the front, and the windows are shuttered, and probably about a 40 by 60 foot building.
All right, let's form up a camp, I guess. And
Alrighty. So he says, come on, guys, let's go inside. So he walks over to the door and opens it up, and kind of lights a candle, or a candle that he had with him on a little candle holder, and kind of walks inside, and he's like, whew, it's musty smelling. You guys walk inside, and you see that this is pretty simple barracks. It's got a bunch of beds that are lined up against one wall. There's a kind of a fire pit against the other wall, and it's one big room, 40 by 60. And on the opposite side of the room, there's some tables and chairs and whatnot. And there's a few chests that are opened and that are empty inside. He walks over and grabs some wood and throws it into the furnace there, the fireplace, and sort of says some words, and some flames come shooting out of his hands, and the logs catch on fire, and you got a nice fire in there now. He pulls up a chair, and he's like, so let's sit and chat a little bit. He's like, I'm not tired. He's like, I missed the road.
Should probably set up a watch.
Okay.
Just so we don't get surprised. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
All right. Allustan said, okay, if you guys are that tired, we'll crash out. He's like, I'm pretty awake. I can take first watch if you want.
Alright.
Oh, we can probably handle the watches. I don't know if we need Allustan to do it, do we?
Well, I don't care, whatever.
I don't know if I,
Well, maybe we should.
I don't know if I trust him.
Well, if he wants to rest and we want to cover down, that's fine too.
Alrighty. So who wants to take first watch?
We'll do alphabetical. Erithus is up.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Okay. Roger.
Alrighty. So Erithus, as you're kind of up and everybody else is sleeping, Allustan's sitting there and he's kind of drinking out of his water skin. And he says, "Boy," he says, "I miss these days. This is pretty fun."
Yeah. It can be dangerous.
Oh yeah. He's like, I'll never forget my first mission. He says, I had me and a bunch of my buddies. We decided that, we were going to be big and bad, and we're looking for work, and we're out of water deep. And, this master wizard that I looked up to, he came up to me and he's like, I need you to find me a troll to study. And he's like, man, oh man. He says, we didn't know where to go. And he's like, he says, you guys can come on down here if you want, to the Lizard Marsh. And so we came, and Shank was here at that time, and we kind of stayed here at the farm. And he's like, "Oh yeah, there's trolls in the marsh and whatnot." And man, we looked forever, we couldn't find it. And finally, Ranger was in the house when we were coming back, and he's like, "Oh, I know where one's at." And we went and got it, and he's like, "That was fun. That was my first adventure, man. It was a long time ago."
Trolls are gruesome creatures, aren't they?
Oh boy, it was rough. It was way over my head. I thought I was a tougher guy than that troll, but sure enough, man, me and my buddy, he was a fighter, so kind of like you, not a man of faith, but was pretty strong, and kind of wore a lot of armor, and was all about a two-handed weapon. He didn't shield it or anything, and yeah, he was good, man. I miss him.
Brother in arms, nonetheless.
Yes, yep. He's like, well, he says, if you're going to take first watch and everybody else is going to be watching, I guess, I appreciate you guys looking out for the old guy. I'll just go ahead and go take a nap.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
All right, thanks. So he goes ahead and kind of lays down on one of the cots, and you go through your watch, kind of looking out the the windows and the doors, and pretty quiet place actually, pretty serene and pretty quiet, and watch is up, and so Bose, you're up next. Give me a perception check. Alrighty. So Bose, you're on your watch. Allustan's over there snoring. Sounds like he probably has some pretty big logs that he's sawing, and fire is still going, but it's much dimmer now. It's kind of down to the coals where. So the light is low, which is what you would probably prefer, really, because of your dark vision and everything else, so you can see clearly, and nobody can really see and see you necessarily. As you're kind of sitting there and kind of relaxing and looking out the windows or patrolling outside, you see some movement down to the south, about 200 yards away, and you see about 8 little heads kind of moving around.
This is on the road alongside this place? Or?
It's actually, you're looking outside the front door. The road goes east to west. This is across the road, way down the hill into kind of like the countryside over there. So,
okay.
So south of the road, definitely not on the road.
All right, I'm gonna watch to see if they seem to be approaching directly towards us.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and just give me another perception. I know you can see them, but I just want to see another perception, see if you can see anything specific. So, they appear that they're trying to be stealthy, and they're sort of spread out, kind of in a almost like a line, to be honest with you, and they're all kind of crouched over and sort of walking very slowly, and they are definitely directly walking towards the house.
All right, I start kicking people and saying we got sneaky guys coming in from that way. I don't think they know we know yet, but they're trying to sneak in.
Is there anything we can use to barricade the door and windows?
Yeah, you could pick up the cots and put them up against the doors and windows. There's enough here that they would cover all the windows that are there. You could actually even use one against the door too if you wanted to.
Is there a second story on this place?
There's not. This is a single story. It doesn't have a ceiling per se, though. It does have rafters, so you technically could climb up into the rafters if you wanted to.
I'll go up there in the rafters.
Okay.
Definitely at least block the door.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me a climb check if you don't mind. Excellent. So you climb up into the rafters, and you're definitely up into the rafters there.
Is there a second exit?
There is a door in the back, kind of a small door that's there. Kind of seems like almost like something to push wood through. So you could crawl through the door, but it's not like you could walk through it, if that makes sense.
So maybe we'll run to the back and peek out there and see if there's anybody coming from that way.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and give me a perception check if you have a chance.
2.
How far away are they?
They're about
How
100.
far away were they?
They were about 200 yards when he first saw them, so 600 feet. Quite a ways away. Eridus, so you kind of look out the back and you don't see anything that looks like anybody kind of creeping up on you guys.
I did. I'm over here. It allowed me to jump up and over the wall.
I kind of whisper to the guys, maybe out the back.
Okay.
I'm gonna check with Allustan to make sure he's able to give any help to us to be able to see our opponents in the dark, or lighten up the day if it need be.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Lighten up the night.
Yeah, so he says I can. He says I can definitely, if something's invisible, I can see it. And he's like, I have this a spell that'll definitely lighten things up, but I will burn quite a bit of stuff with it too. He says I can put people to sleep. He's like, you know, I have a kind of a ray that I can shoot out. That's pretty nice. And
all right. Well, be ready to join us if we get engaged.
Absolutely. He kind of looks giddy, actually. He looks like he's excited.
All right. Where are our horses?
So the horses are tied up outside, and they are to the south. So if you're, I'm trying to get a map that I can at least put us on so you guys can see what the hell's going on here. Let's see. We'll put you on this map, I guess. This is, I guess, good enough. That's going to be a road going across to the south. That's not a lake, so pretend there's not a lake there. There's a few trees. And the guys you see are coming down from the south, and your horses are right in front here.
So the horses are on the east side or the west side of the house?
South side of the house. The road is to the south, the horses are on the south. It's kind of like...
and the nastiest are to the south.
Correct, yep, everything's south.
Okay.
I'd rather fight him head on than lose my horse.
Alright.
So, let's see. Let's do, now they're about, probably, we'll say, maybe 150 feet or so that are away. Can I have perception checks? Alrighty. So you guys recognize these aren't really human size. They're actually almost halfling type size, to be honest with you. And a few of them, you see that they have some pretty pointy ears. and kind of long-nosed stouts snouts, and appear to be goblins.
Baby trolls.
So they have their horses outside. You're not sure.
Well, I'm gonna go out and have a little bit of fun now that I know what they are.
Yeah, I'll go out too. I want to meet my horse.
Alrighty, I'll drag you guys on your map here. And they still don't see you guys, so if you want, you guys can wait until they get closer, or you can do your surprise round now. It's completely up to you.
What's the range?
Let's see. Is there a specific range you're going to be looking for?
Just considering the range increment, so it's at 110 feet.
Yeah, 80 feet for me.
Is it? Okay, I was going to say, yeah, it
So
looks
then
like...
we'll wait till they get within 80 feet.
Alrighty, sounds good.
And we'll fire our surprise volley if that works. If that works.
Alright, so at the tip of that arrow, that's going to be 80 feet.
Assuming Erithus is up here in the window or something.
So Allustan
Yeah, I'm
says...
ready to make out my charge.
Alright, Allustan says, I do have a very powerful spell, but I'm not sure we want to use them on goblins.
Yeah, you may want to hold that. Let me,
The sleep spell?
I do have something to put them to sleep.
can I cast Bless on us while we're in here?
Sure.
Bless this mess as they sneak up.
Yeah, because it's going to take them a little while to sneak up, so if there's any preparatory spells you want to do, you're more than welcome to do it.